Hey guys, today I'm going to be decluttering my setting sprays. I have like some primer sprays, things like that, as well as all of my powders. We have already actually moved. If any of you watched my home tour moving vlog video, we have already moved from Dallas back to California, and so I didn't get a chance to go through everything before the move, unfortunately. So I'm kind of picking up here and we're just going to continue going through everything. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump into these. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my setting sprays. And this first one I'm obviously gonna hold on to. It is brand new to my setting spray collection. It's the MAC Prep and Prime in the new Cherry Blossom one. This is the one that came out in the MAC Boom Boom Bloom collection, I believe it was called, and I could not resist it because it was by far one of the prettiest MAC collections I have ever seen. I don't know about you guys, but I really don't get excited about MAC collections at all anymore. I used to be totally one of those girls that would like show up to the mall early and wait in line and do all of that crazy mess. I feel like that was honestly a whole other lifetime ago, but it's been a long time since I've gotten really excited about a MAC collection, and I just could not resist how pretty this is. I'm really jealous of any of you that have access to the Cushion Compact that came out in this collection. It is so pretty, but it's not available here in the US, so I'm kind of bummed out about that. But I did want to pick up something. So again, this is the Cherry Blossom MAC Fix Plus spray. It looks like this. It is gorgeous, and I cannot wait to use it, especially now that spring is here. I have a couple of setting sprays by Pixi. This one is the Pixi Sun Mist. I also have the Hydrating Milky Mist, and I am going to hold on to the both of these. I personally love the Sun Mist. This is the one that has SPF in there, so it's really good to carry in your bag if you want to reapply your SPF throughout the day without obviously like applying a lotion or something like that. Now this does leave little white dots on your skin, which you do have to blend out with your hand or a beauty blender or whatever you want to use. And then once you do that, it just kind of gives a little bit of like a refreshing look to your skin. It isn't anything super oily or anything like that, but yeah, it is a really handy little tool to have with you if you want to reapply SPF, so I'm going to hold on to that. This next one is their Hydrating Milky Mist. Now, I personally hate this as a setting spray. I feel like it makes me look really, really oily. Even in the driest periods, I don't like the way this looks as like a finishing spray on my skin, but I actually prefer using this between my primer and my foundation just to add a little bit of hydration to my skin when I feel like my face really needs it, and I really, really love it for that. It has a very nice, soothing, refreshing quality. It adds a little kiss of moisture but does not look greasy underneath my foundation, so for that reason, I will continue to hold on to it. This next one is by Cover FX. It's the Illuminating Setting Spray, and I am going to continue to hold on to this. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of like dewy or illuminating setting sprays because I do have an oilier T-zone, so I feel like most of them don't work well with my skin. But this one I will hold on to mainly because the mist itself is so fine. Let me go ahead and spray it. Hopefully it'll show up. Okay, I don't know how well you were able to see that, but it's like the finest cloud or mist. I did inhale some, so sorry if I'm choking, but it's like the softest mist of setting spray, so it's really easy to not go overboard with this. It doesn't apply as heavy as other illuminating sprays I've tried or setting sprays in general, so I do like that this adds a little bit of hydration, but it doesn't make me look overly oily simply because the formula is so light and the way it dispenses the spray is also very, very light on the skin. So I'm gonna hold on to that guy. These two I think I will also hold on to. They're the Wet n Wild Photo Focus 3-in-1 Primer Waters, and I have Coconut and Rose. I really love these. I think I talked about these in like a What I'm Currently Loving video I did back in January or February. I can't remember, but I really do like these. And for me, these are a really good dupe for the MAC Fix Plus spray. Honestly, if it weren't for this new collection that came out from MAC, I probably would have just stuck with these and continued using them up, but I use them pretty much in the same way as a MAC Fix Plus spray. I use them to set my makeup, to refresh my makeup blender, and they work really well. They're very lightweight and they smell amazing. Okay, I know I said I don't like dewy setting sprays, but this is another exception. It's the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. This I actually received in like a bundle kit that I got during the holidays, and to be honest, I haven't really used it. I might have tested it once, but other than that, I haven't really tried it out enough to decide whether or not I want to hold on to it, so I'll put that guy to the side. Okay, now this one I'm ready to let go of. It's the Beauty Blender Reactivate spray. This is something that you use to rehydrate your makeup sponge, cosmetic, whatever you're using, just to kind of rehydrate it if it's getting really dry while you're using it. And I did like this. It's just that I always tend to forget about it because typically I just reach for whatever setting spray I'm using at the time to refresh my blender rather than like going and trying to find an extra product. It's just not something that, I don't know, is all that practical for me on a daily basis. I always forget about it, but I am gonna let go of this just because I've had it for a really long time. I wanna say I've had it for maybe 4 to 5 years. So yeah, wasn't a bad product. I just never got around to using it all the way up. This next one is the Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. This one I'm going to hold on to, though I probably would not repurchase it. I do like the formula. I think it is very refreshing on the skin. It adds a little lightweight hydration, but I just feel like it's a little bit too lightweight for me. As much as I do like it, I always, like if I'm reaching for a primer water, I'll always reach for this guy over this one. So yeah, I don't know. I do like it. I love that it has coconut in there. It just doesn't provide enough of a base for me to reach for it all that often, though I will continue to use it up. Might as well go ahead and just jump into this guy. It's the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I'm sure you guys know this product up and down, and I will continue to use it up. I've repurchased it for years. I love that it's lightweight, but I feel like it does do like has like a perfecting quality to it. Like it adds just enough of a base to where it doesn't look totally invisible on my skin. I love that it's hydrating and just makes my foundation blend so much more naturally into my skin. So that I will hold on to. Okay, so I do have one more, and this is the Pink Grapefruit Aid by Candy O Lady. This is actually like a jelly type of mist. It smells so good. It has a grapefruit scent. I did get this from a past boutique subscription, so I am going to go ahead and continue to hold on to this. I actually mostly use this just to wet my cosmetic sponge. I don't really use it as an all-over setting spray, but to dampen my sponge, I love it because it smells really good. It adds a really nice, refreshing quality to my makeup routine, so I will continue to hold on to this guy. Okay, so out of my setting sprays, I only got rid of one. I know, it's a bit of a fail, but to be honest, I didn't really have that many to go through, and I don't really try too many different setting sprays out. Plus, I don't want to let go of anything just for the sake of the video. I want to be honest with you guys and let you know what I really do want to hold on to and let go of, so forgive me. This is the only thing I want to let go of for that group of products. Now, powders, on the other hand, is a different story. I definitely want to do some damage in this department. This first thing is the powder that will never die. It is the La Mer powder in 03 Beige. I've had this for a long time, and I feel like the last time I did a makeup declutter, I said, you know what, I just want to keep using this up until it's gone, and I have used this almost on a daily basis, and it will not die. Like, what is going on with this powder? I swear I put the lid on and then like it just grows back or something. I don't know what's going on with this powder. I will continue to use it up, but honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. It wasn't my favorite powder in the world. I feel like it acts or performs just like any other loose powder I've tried. It does have a nice, almost like moisturizing quality to it, which is nice, but yeah, I would probably never repurchase this again. Although I will say the La Mer foundation and concealer are bomb. I would 100% get those in the future. This powder I know I want to get rid of. It's the e.l.f. pressed powder in the shade Sand. It looks like this. I've had this guy for a while, and this used to be pretty much my everyday powder. Like when I was going into the office and I didn't want to use something more high-end, I would always reach for these powders, and I do like them. They're very, very soft. They have great coverage, kind of like, I would say about medium coverage on the skin. The only problem I have with these is that I run through them so quickly. Like within a few weeks, I'm already hitting pan. So yeah, I run through them like water, and I have found another affordable drugstore powder that I like even more than this and is cheaper than this. So yeah, I am gonna go ahead and let that guy go. Next, I have my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade number 2. I love this stuff. I will definitely continue to hold on to it. I'll most likely continue to purchase it as well because it isn't a powder that ever looks heavy on my skin, which is so important to me as someone that has enlarged pores and texture, and a lot of powders tend to really age me and just look really heavy on my skin. This one never does. It is such a beautiful powder, so I'll continue to hold on to that one. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one by Laura Mercier. It's the 07 Smooth Finish Foundation Powder. And I'm kind of laughing because I always promise myself that I'm gonna use this up, and I never do. It's been sitting in my powders for a very long time now, but I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. It's a great powder. It's very, very smooth, like by far one of the smoothest formulas I've ever felt. The only thing is that I feel like the shade is a little bit too dark for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and just finally toss it out. This one I'll continue to hold on to. It's the e.l.f. Mattifying Translucent Powder. I'm sorry if a lot of these products are really messy, guys. It's powder, so that's gonna happen. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to hold on to this. I really like this for my eyebrow area, which might sound kind of weird. I get really oily eyebrows, so a lot of times after my moisturizer, I'll apply a light layer of this to my brows. That way, if they get oily throughout the day or greasy, this kind of helps mattify them a little bit and help prevent them from getting so oily and greasy throughout the day. But I love that it's very lightweight and silky. It's not like a heavier powder, so it does a really good job at kind of just catching that initial oil on my brows. So I will hold on to this guy. I have this little mini Laura Geller Balance and Brighten foundation powder in medium. This used to be my go-to powder all of the time. I had the full-size version, but now I just hold on to this little guy for travel. So I will continue to hold on to this as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and let go of this L'Oreal True Match powder. This is in W5. I love this powder. It is one of the best full coverage drugstore powders ever. It is so buttery and smooth and has great coverage. It works really well with the e.l.f. Serum Foundation. That's how I used to pair this a lot, and the two formulas worked so well together, but I've had this for a long time and I don't really reach for it as much anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. I also have this Milky No Sebum packed that I got from Holika Holika. This was part of a little like package that they sent me, and it just looks like this. It's just a cute little translucent powder. You can see it has the little Milky logo embossed on there, so it's so cute, and of course I'm holding on to it. I'm also going to continue to hold on to this Hourglass palette. I know it is absolutely beat to death. This one is the Ambient Lighting palette, and it comes in 3 shades. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this so many times over, and I do love using this specifically around the drier months or the holiday season because all of the powders do have that nice little light sheen to them. So it's almost like a strobing type of palette, but I do really like it. It adds a really nice, soft, kind of luminescent effect to the skin. This next one is by Bare Minerals. It's the Invisible Light Duo powder, and I'm pretty sure I got this in a subscription box as well. It's kind of an interesting product. I don't know how well it's in focus, but there's a matte and then a glow side. Look like that. So they're kind of like Barely There powders, but offer a different effect to the skin. I haven't even really tried this yet, so I will continue to hold on to it. I'm going to be getting rid of this e.l.f. Beauty Shield powder. I've got rid of all the other ones that I had. I tried a bunch of different shades at one point and I really hated all of them. I think this is the only one I still had kind of lingering around. This one is in the shade Sheer Golden. I wanted to love this powder because it has antioxidants in it and it's like a skincare infused powder, but I hated it. I think this is by far one of the most unflattering powders I've ever used. It dries orange wherever I have pores, so it would dry into these like little dark orange dots all over my skin and oxidize really badly. So yeah, I'm not a fan of this, and I am going to let this final one go. This I will still hold on to because I love it. It's the Wet n Wild Contouring Palette. I've repurchased this several times over. This one is in the shade Caramel Toffee, and I don't really ever use the bronzing side, but I love the banana side. It's a super smooth beautiful, buttery, just gorgeous powder. I love adding just a hint of this on my under eyes when I feel like I need a little bit of an oomph and a brightening effect. It is amazing and I highly recommend it, so I'm gonna hold on to that guy. I'm finally gonna get rid of this Airspun Loose Face Powder. This one is in Translucent Extra Coverage. I wanted to be Patrick Star so bad and just slap this all over my face the way that he does. I always want to love this powder because I know he loves it so much and I'm such a huge fan of his, but it never looks right on me. I feel like it always looks really stark. I don't know if I'm really bad at blending it out, or I just can't figure out a way for it to not, or for it to look natural on me at all. So I am just gonna go ahead and let go of it. It's just a very stark, heavy powder on my skin. I'm also gonna be getting rid of this NYX color correcting powder in the shade Banana. I recently tried this out again because I wasn't sure if I wanted to let go of it or not, and I try to dip into some of these just to make absolute sure of what I wanted to let go of. And this was one that I felt was time to just get rid of. It's a very full coverage powder, but it's kind of to the point where it's almost like theater makeup on me, where it just looks really, really heavy. I think I bought this during the whole like Kim Kardashian craze where it was all about those super bright yellow under eyes. And for me, I just feel like I've kind of grown out of that a little bit. So now it just looks kind of crazy on my skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it go, though it is an amazing full coverage banana powder. If you like that more dramatic look on your under eyes, this is a good one to check out. I'm gonna continue holding on to the Ben Nye Luxury Powder in Banana, even though I don't really ever reach for this product because much like the NYX one, it's very heavy looking on my skin and just looks a little bit crazy on me, but I still like to work with it sometimes with like other translucent powders. So I'll continue to hold on to it. Also going to hold on to this Hourglass powder. This is the Veil Translucent Setting Powder. It's kind of one of those powders I've just reached for maybe like, I don't know, 6 months. I'll kind of switch between this and my Laura Mercier. This one is slightly heavier than the Laura Mercier translucent powder, but I mean, it gives pretty much the same exact effect. And by the way, I just used up my little mini Laura Mercier translucent powder and threw it out, so that's why it's not anywhere in this video. Speaking of Laura Mercier, I have these two translucent powders. I have the Glow as well as the Brightening Setting Powder. I can't tell you anything about these because I haven't even used them. I think I purchased them around Christmas time and just haven't really reached for them all that much, so I'll hold on to those too. Oh, you know what? I have a random setting spray down here that I didn't share earlier. It was kind of hiding against the bin, but this is the Project Beauty Spray Set and Go Makeup Setting Spray. I haven't used this at all. Got it in a subscription box. It kind of reminds me of the old school Makeup Forever spray, like the formula or the way it looks in the bottle, but haven't tried it out, so I'm gonna hold on to that. I am going to let go of this powder. It's the Studio Makeup HD Finishing Powder. I went through a phase where I was trying out so many different translucent powders from the drugstore, which is probably why you're gonna see a lot in here. And this was one of the ones I tried out, but I am going to let it go. It is honestly such a light powder. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's extremely, extremely lightweight to the point where I know I'm never ever gonna reach for this. Anytime I reach for a powder, I like some little coverage in it. Even baking with this, it doesn't really look like much on my skin. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and let this one go. I'm also letting this one go for the exact same reason. It's the Maybelline Master Fix Setting and Perfecting Loose Powder. And this one actually does kind of show up on my skin when I bake with it, but it shows up super white, like really, really bright white, and cannot blend it out, cannot make it work for me. It's very, very silky and has a very similar formula to the one I just showed, where it's kind of like that very light, barely there type of formula, but the difference with this is that it just looks crazy white on me. These two, on the other hand, I really liked. They are the RK by Kiss HD Set and Forget Setting Powders, and I have the transparent one as well as the banana one, and I'm pretty sure I picked these up from CVS. This is a newer brand to me. I don't think I own anything else from the RK by Kiss brand. But these are really nice drugstore options. So you can see the translucent one there. I don't know if you could tell right away just by looking at it that it has a slightly thicker consistency than the other ones I showed. Like the powder is just slightly more heavy, so I feel like it does more on the skin for me. So there's the banana one, and you can see it isn't a really heavy formula. It adds a little bit of like a yellow tint to the skin, but it doesn't look like theater makeup. So I am going to continue to hold on to the both of these. This next one I am going to let go of, though I really did like it. It's the MAC Pressed Blotting Powder. And it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's just like a really lightweight powder that you use throughout the day to suck up any oil on your skin. What's great about this is that it helps absorb the oil, but it doesn't add any coverage, or it's not like adding another powder on your skin where it's just gonna look really cakey and gross and it kind of settles into your fine lines. This doesn't do that at all. It's a very flattering powder that just absorbs your oil and pretty much nothing else. I did really like it. I've had it for just years and years now, and honestly I've barely made a dent in it, so it does last a very long time, but I am gonna go ahead and just let this one go. I have these two HD under eye setting powders. One is the old version and one is the new version. I can't tell you which is which, I can't remember, but I think the older one, I think might be this one, is the one that has more like sparkle in it. But I will hold on to these because I actually really do like them. I feel like they do just as good of a job as a lot of higher end brightening under eye setting powders do. Like they pretty much give me the exact same effect. So I do really like them. They have a little like soft pink hue to them too, which is really flattering on the under eye, and they never look dry or cakey. So I do enjoy both of those. This next one I'm gonna get rid of. It's the Found Translucent Setting Powder. This was really good. It's just another one of those that looks really white on me. It does have a lot of pigmentation for like a translucent type of powder. It looks like that. And yeah, it's just very white and stark on my skin. Even with a light layer of this, I feel like it shows up really badly in photos. So it just is not a good match for my skin tone, though the quality I think is amazing for a drugstore powder. It's very velvety and smooth, just not a right fit for me. The final powder in here that I will hold on to is the Besame Translucent Brightening French Vanilla Powder. I have reached for this a handful of times, so I definitely need to give it more love, but I like that it's kind of like a warmer banana type of color. It isn't anything super bright on the skin. It looks a little bit more natural, and the formula itself is very lightweight and natural looking on the skin. Okay, I just kind of gathered everything up, but I also forgot to share this one that I just purchased, and I haven't tried it yet, though I've heard amazing things. It's the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. I cannot wait to try this. Obviously, I'm not getting rid of it because I haven't even cracked into it yet, but that's another one in my collection. Okay guys, so here is everything that I'm holding on to for setting sprays and powders. I know the setting spray declutter was not too exciting, but I tried to make up for it with the powders. So I did get rid of 10 products in total for this round. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a like. And if you're new to my channel, definitely don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to set notifications on, you can go ahead and click the bell. That way you're notified every time I come out with a new video. So that is it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.